A while back, I took a course, Master Mocha Volume 2, which covered using Mocha to perform some challenging VFX operations. Now that Nuke Indie is available, I wanted to see if my needs could be met with just Nuke, or if I would continue to need to use Mocha for some of the trickier things. The purpose of this exercise is to remove the white car from this scene. There's camera movement during the scene, which makes this a bit tricky. At first I played around with using trackers to try and stabilize the shot. The problem I kept encountering with this is that due to the perspective changes, the simple stabilize produced fairly distorted images of the road over time. Next I tried using the Smart Vector Warp Distort in Nuke. For the most part this worked fairly well, however as you can see the further it gets away from the initial reference frame, the more it gets off. It could get slightly better, but I was never able to quite get the road to line up at the end. My last approach, then, was to try and reconstruct a 3D camera and enough of a scene. It took several tries, finally settling on having a large number of trackers and asking the camera tracker to solve the lens distortion proved to be helpful. I was not able to figure out how to get a reasonable ground plane, but for this scene it doesn't really hurt much that the camera is in a weird position. The cards aren't exactly positioned well, but since they match the trackers I selected, the results turned out quite well. Since I wanted to remove the car from the entire clip, I had to use 2 different points in time to make the clean texture. I used frame 0, holding both the image frame and the camera position, to project that image onto a card. With a simple roto, this card covers the position of the car basically from frame 24 on. I then created a similar card based on the scene in camera at frame 24. The result was almost perfect, and I was able to improve it even further by using a ramp and a grade to match the end of the road with the beginning. Even better would be to animate this grade. The color change is due to the changing angle between the camera and the road surface. All in all, I'm happy with the result, especially after numerous attempts that weren't very good. I realize this particular example was made specifically to be challenging, and I'm glad I was able to meet the challenge using only the tools available within Nuke.